Hello everyone, my name is Arief Rahman, and in this presentation, I'm going to explain why it is normal for Pokemon cards to have a very high value. First, let's talk about why the card made. In 1996, Japan released a new video game called Pokemon, and it turns out to be a massive hit for Japanese people. So much so that Pokemon started to branch out into other types of entertainment, such as the comic book, the cartoon, and the trading card itself. And some of these trading cards have a very high value, such as this Charizard Holo First Edition, which have a value of 3 billion rupiah. Now, it is kind of absurd how a single card can have a value, can have the same value as a car, a luxury watches. But it's actually normal if you think, if you know the circumstances of this card to have a very high value. These cards have a very high value because of these circumstances, which is popularity, rarity, and quality. First is the popularity. Charizard, for example, is a popular Pokemon. Its design first appears in the video game cover. It's one of the first Pokemon that you can play in the video game, and its Pokemon cards is the strongest Pokemon card in the first generation card. When a Pokemon is becoming popular, its demand for the Pokemon cards also become higher. And when the demand for the Pokemon cards increasingly higher, the price or the value of the Pokemon cards will also become higher. The second one is the rarity of the card. There are three rarities of the Pokemon cards, which is common, uncommon, and rare. And each of these rarity have a different supply in the market. Common being the most supply in the market, and rare being the smallest in the market. When a Pokemon have a very high value, it is usually a rare Pokemon because rare Pokemon have the small supply in the market, but have the highest demand of the market instead of these two rarities. So it's kind of understandable how its price got become so big. Charizard, for example, is also a rare Pokemon. Then the third circumstances is the quality of the card. When collecting a Pokemon card, cards have grades to determine the quality of card. The grades can be as 10 or even 9. And the price of cards differs between grades, even though it is the same card. We can see here in the right one, the cards with the grade 10 have a value of 18 million, while the cards in the left, which have a grade of 9, have a value of 2 million. It is actually pretty great, the differences between these two. Then there's the trend of Pokemon. Then there is a trend. In 2020, two influencers, Logan Paul and Logic, both one of the most expensive Pokemon cards, which is the first gen Shadowless Charizard. And then, in the short amount of time, between 3rd October to 11th October, the search trend in Google search increased up to 129%. Pokemon suddenly become a trend. And when something become a trend, it actually have a very high demand. And a high demand equates to a high value or a high price. So the trend in Pokemon cards boost the price further for Pokemon cards. But why would people buy Pokemon cards if the cards itself is equal to the card or to the watches? Why would not we buy the card or the watch? There are theories regarding why we collect things. One of the theories said that it is a genetic defect that comes from humanity's ancient past. In the ancient times, we humans, as a hunter and gatherer, gather a lot of things to survive, such as food, rocks, maybe, or maybe even weapons to hunt animals. And it is carried out in the modern times, but it's in a different form. We no longer collect rocks or weapons, but we collect collectibles such as Pokemon cards or coins, stamps, etc. But even more relevant reason to collect things is to appreciate the beauty of the collectibles, to have an interaction among collectors, and also to relive old memories. So in conclusion, there are three main things that uh, affect the price or value of the cards, which is the popularity, the rarity, and the quality of the Pokemon card. And the price of the card can also be boosted with trends, such as what we see before in the late 2020. But is it worth it to buy the Pokemon cards? Well, it depends on what are you seeing from the card. If you just see a Pokemon card as just a card, then it's not worth it to buy it for $200,000 or 3 billion rupiah. But if you see it as a gateway to relive your nostalgia, to appreciate its beauty, or to join the collector, then it is maybe worth it for you to buy the cards for a high prices. That's it for my presentation. Thank you for listening. Oh, oh, fucking hell.